It's perfect. That's how she goes, right? You get caught, you're sharp as heck, and you got no freaking flat file. Oh, hanger, right upside down, ready to take you out, right there. Look at that. Look at that sucker, right upside down, just ready to. Anyways, okay, friends, how are you today? I'm glad you're here. I'm in freaking Pittsburgh, okay? PA, Western Pennsylvania. No, Western Pittsburgh.
Western PA.
Western PA.
East side of Pittsburgh, Western
PA, Bay. Okay? Now listen, I love ox head. They're, you know, the axes, the old ox head axes. I think it's Oshkin, Hoshkin, Horchkin, Plopskin, Kinskis, that guy. Okay? You know the ones. Osh, Kosh, Kabosh. No, that's overalls. I don't know how it's Oshin Cop, right? You know the ones. So, but still, listen, or steel, or however you want it. What happened here? What we all have a rough day. We do. And I don't even would call it a mistake. I wouldn't call it a mistake. I would call it an unsavory experience. Because there are no mistakes. To be honest with you, this is in my world, there's no mistakes. There's only experiences. Some are unsavory, some are super savory. This particular situation, I like this idea. I do, for the wide masses. I don't mind. It's a great It's a great idea. But this is not. Yeah. Hey, you know what? If you don't know better, like it does work. Don't get me wrong. Steel, I'm just giving you a hard time. But I mean, I honestly think no wood is the same, and that will work in mostly, definitely in some woods. You don't need friends, you don't need an axe that heavy. You just don't. I want to show you though, that wasn't even the part of this video. I want to talk to you about something. I just got caught out in the bush here, well, let's say the neighborhood, without a flat file. I don't have a flat file. And I need to actually file my rakers. I just do. I've been in this situation before. Nick, I'm gonna ask you to maybe shut the thing off and then come in on. Okay, so here we are, friends. You've just finished, you're nice and sharp, but your rakers are getting shiny, you've run your file, you're good and sharp, and you don't have a flat file. Listen, this is what a guy does if he gets caught. He just puts his finger in front of there like that, like this, and hey, or use something else. I don't care what you use, but you gotta save your tooth. Use a piece of wood. You could literally bend down anywheres, grab yourself a piece of bark and go like this, okay? Save your tooth and just use your round file like this. Sorry, look it, there we go. We just skimmed the raker ever so slightly. So what I'll do, this is a round file, so what I'll do is I'll literally just go like this. I'm not joking you. I just put my finger there, I just go like that. I don't need much, but I need this saw to bite. This is all I'm doing. So just because you ain't got a flat file, it shaves your finger up a little bit, but you'll get over it. You're a man, you're a woman, you're strong, right? This is it. This is how I do this. I don't have a raker gauge. I don't have nothing. So if I take too much, I'm going to be jumping all over. Just take that little skim. Just get that little bit of, right? You know what I'm saying, Nick?
I know what you're saying.
So you're never stuck. This is a round file. And I'm ever so slightly, you could even get your fingernail in there if you had any. Okay? And this is a skip tooth chain, so we're literally, I think we're done. Here comes the end of the line. I'm right on top of the raker. That's all I need. There it is, we're done. Now check this out. What are we cutting? That thing right there, Nick?
Whatever you want to cut.
Let's move that. Stuck, friends. You're never stuck. Just put the old cranium to work. Use your fingers. So I cleaned up my thumb pretty good. You see that? I gave it a nice little cleanup on the end there. You could even file your teeth down if you needed. Over and out. You know, friends, while we're going here, I actually do want to talk to the fellas and fellettes and, you know, everybody who's working on their power saw filing. I want to talk to you for a second, okay? I notice a lot of people ask me questions. Fucking, you know, my chain after I file it, it'll cut good, real good, but it doesn't last. And of course, with the mind frame of get the gullet, what happens is some folks go down. They go down, they get the gullet, and then, but you still have to, when you're filing a saw or even touch it, you've got to see a burr. You got to see that file across that top plate. So here's my thing. So you just saw me cut a couple pieces of wood there, right?
Yep.
Shut the sucker off. Come over, have a look at your freaking straight line. Have a look at your top plate. Is it concave? Is it convex? No, it's straight, and there's no, like it's a, do you know what I'm saying by that? Because if you don't have a straight top plate viewing down, that means you've gone too far under and you've, you know what I mean? Your top edge has rolled over on you. That's what's happened. So I just cut a bit there, and I'm looking at my teeth. They're all straight. There's no, do you guys know what I'm saying about that? Like, so that's why you got to get the file. See, once we get in here, let's do this. Let's do one. Maybe, can you get in on a really good focus here, Nick, if we do this chain? Because this one was actually not even done. Let's all watch this tooth change. I'm going to go down a little bit and grab my gullet. Because if I'm flipping off the tooth, see it changing? It's kind of like there's a little bit of concaveness up near the end. It's not sharp yet. And when you cut wood, it'll emphasize it. Watch what happens. Watch this change. Here it comes. These are light strokes. They're very light strokes. Okay? And this is why it will only last so long. You think, holy cow, Buck, and you're going crazy. Now there. You see that sucker right there? That is sharp. So let's look at these others. Let's bring them down. Sorry, Nick. See, friends, this has already been cut, and it is still sharp. Here comes another one that we've already cut wood on. It's still sharp. So it's really important, friends, to get that chain, that tooth, right? It's running straight through, because if you're ending up with any convexness or concaveness here, after a couple cuts, stop, shut your saw off, come up and have a look at things and see if you're still good and sharp and straight. Does that make sense? Because if you're not, that means now that the wood's hitting that edge, and if it's concave, it's not cutting all at once. It's cutting the back and the front of the tooth and then the middle. If it's convex, it's cutting the middle and then the outside. So it's got to be straight. So file your saw, make a few cuts, shut it off, come back over and look at your teeth. And I'm telling you, that will help you majorly. Okay, friends, so here's a little lay of the land where, you know, it's not a gravy train every freaking firewood show you come to. It's not always a gravy train where you got an excavator or a tractor holding up your log for you out of the dirt and rocks and dog poo, right? It's just not like that. That's not reality when you're trying to feed your family and you're looking for free firewood, and you get it from the tree services and you get it from wherever you can. It's just, that's not reality. This is reality right here. This is it. Okay? It's been laying here. We're at Pixel's place. This has been laying here for a while. I just give the Iron Horse hybrid a little scrub. I got my ear protection. It's getting dark. It's a beautiful day. It's starting to get cool. But like, I'm a stand-up-and bucker. Okay, that's just where I come from, and I've some folks have been watching the channel for a while now. East Coast buddies of mine, even some fellas, including the Tin Man and a few of the others, have actually asked me questions. They said, "Okay, Buck, and listen, this is how we were taught. This is where we come from. This short bar, because our wood's hard." And I guess I would assume that you'd run like a 390 with a short bar because of more power. Is that's the only thing I can think of. You run a short bar, you think you got more power. Well, wherever you want to spend your energy is up to you. That's up to you. If you learn how to file a thing properly, you can do what I'm going to do right now. This is ash, dry ash. This is not a perfect situation. So friends, most of you know this is the 86cc hybrid Iron Horse Husky. 86 cc's is a lot on a small carcass like this. I'm tuning, getting to know the saw. I think I just tweaked it up a little bit. There was a little kind of a bark there, so I'm slowly creeping into this saw's potential. You know, friends, I find bucking firewood like it's covered in rocks because it's been in the dirt for probably a year. So I just had a utensil, happens to be a rake. I'm smacking the rocks off it. If you get lazy, you're either going to spend a couple seconds smacking rocks off or you're going to spend 15 minutes filing your power saw. You make the call. I'm trying to just give you some options, friends. That's all I'm trying to do. This is how I was taught in British Columbia. That's how we do it. This is particularly good for fellas who are compromised physically. Do you know what I mean? Like me. People who still enjoy running power saw, but bending down is something you can only do for a short amount of time. To pick up something, or because I can't kneel down, my knees are finished. If I go down, it takes me longer to get up than it does to go down. I need knee pads, and it's just not pretty. It's the way it is. What was that? So I know there's lots of yous out there like me. So get a power saw that can handle a longer. I get these questions all the time, so this is why I'm addressing this, friends. I'm not trying to change your cutting style. That's the last thing I'm trying to do. I'm just giving the other option, because people ask me this on Instagram. They ask me this, and it all comes from the stand up and buck thing. Well, this is, friends, I get it. You want to ram your power head into the log and cut, and you think you're going faster. You might be, but the dangers down there, opposed to what that was, are different. They're to me, they're different. The liabilities, let's say, are different. So this style of cutting is works for me real well. It's something I've always done. So I have cut with short bars. Of course I have. I'm in the logging industry. I'm in the tree service. Oh, there comes the Ford. Geez, he's got a nice truck, that Nick Pixel. Nick's got a lot of things on the go right now. I'm just hanging around here, keeping myself busy.